Hello, my friends. Good to be with you again here from The Way Back to Eden in Norway. The Way Back to Eden is a Christian organization and hopefully a movement that will move people to follow Jesus, who is the way back into Eden. The cross is the only bridge over into Eden again, and that's our message. And it is because of the love that God has for us that He actually lays down Himself as a bridge for us to come back to Eden. Today or tonight, I have been with friends. I've been sitting in the sun by the sea in Kristiansand, and Kristiansand is a beautiful place. You can even see a sailboat passing. It's a beautiful place. But I've been meeting old friends of mine, and that's because we have a friend in common who passed away, who died. He was very young, he was healthy, and nobody knew he would die. And due to Corona, most of us could not attend his funeral. We were not allowed. So now today we met to honor him and talk about him and just remember him. And to be together, some good friends by the sea. And it reminded me that, we don't know how long our life is. We have to enjoy and use well every day, every minute that we have. And make sure to forget what is not important. Sometimes we forget that we shall die, and that makes us care about minusculos, like the small stuff, non-important stuff. And it's important to sometimes lift our eyes and to look at the big picture and say, wow, in the big picture, this is not a discussion I want to have. This is not important. So please remember to forget what is not important in the big picture. And remember to love the people around you, your family, your loved ones, and to love God. When Jesus was asked what was the most important thing in the whole world, he said, it is one thing. It is number one is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul, and with all your strength. So to love God is the most important in the whole universe. And Jesus continued saying, and to love your neighbor as you love yourself. Did you hear that? So to love God is number one. And to love your neighbor, to love everybody you meet, everyone you cross path with in the world, to love them as you love yourself. So actually you also have to love yourself so that you can love your neighbor in the same way. And that is our main task on the earth, together with the main task that God gave to Adam and Eve in the garden, and it was to be His image. So God created man and woman, and together we are supposed to be the image, the likeness of God. And He forbids us to make idols, to make images of Him, because He has already made image of Himself, and that is us. So He wants us to represent Him on the earth. And He said to Adam and Eve, now be fruitful, multiply and fill the earth with the image of God, with the rule of God. It's like He says, now I've given you the Garden of Eden, and now you take the Garden of Eden and fill the earth, extend it to all of the earth. We have failed that miserably. We have messed up this world so that it doesn't look like the Garden of Eden. But step by step, let us change every place we come into by praying, Lord, the prayer that Jesus taught us to pray, where he said, Our Father, who are in heaven, hallowed be your name. Let your kingdom come, and let your will be done here on earth as it is in heaven. Here on earth as it is in heaven. Let it be here on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread, and forgive us our failures and sins as we forgive those who fail and sin against us. And deliver us, rescue, drag us out from evil and unto yourself. And lead us not into trial and temptation, but yours, Lord, is the kingdom. Yours is all glory. Yours is all power. Forever and ever and ever and ever and ever, and it will not stop. In Jesus' name, amen. So that's the prayer that Jesus taught us to pray. And he says we can call God Father. Well, those were my thoughts. And to really remember the big picture, that as long as we have life, and we don't know how long that is, let us love God. Let us love people, especially those who are around us, but also our enemies. Jesus says to love our enemies, and to love ourselves, because we are actually made in the image and likeness of God. So if you have forgotten, let me remind you that you are very, very precious. You are very valuable. And God says you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Like, you are astonishing. You are awe-inspiring. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Yeah. So that is how God sees you. And when you know that God sees you that way, don't listen to anyone who speaks otherwise, and especially yourself. So speak the same thing as God says about you. You can look in a mirror and say, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I am made to represent God. I am made in the image of God. And let us value women and men around us, because they carry a part of the image of God. And together we can fill this earth with the image of a good, merciful, kind God who loves justice, who loves kindness, and who hates robbery and wrongdoing and deceit and hatred. He hates that, but he loves kindness. So let us fill the earth with who he is, and let us count our days so that we can have wisdom in our heart to use our days and minutes well. And I bless the memory of my friend Didier and his family. And may you be also safe and well wherever you are. And remember to love God, to love your loved ones and your enemies, and to love yourself, because loving God and your neighbor is the most important in the whole world, according to Jesus. And he knows it because he made the world and he made us. So may God bless you, and enjoy this day, and be safe this night, and remember to love. In Jesus' mighty name. Bye.